I am not an expert in anything. I didn't go to college, and the only expertise I have is being emotional. And that's a fact. And so I've been coping with these emotions and life through music for as long as I can remember, and this one moment changed how I see everything. I was standing on a stage much smaller than this one, in a room of about 200 people, and I was singing a song I wrote called Narcissist. And for the first time in my career, people were singing the words back to me. But they weren't just singing the words back to me. They were screaming them, and they were crying. It was really lots of drama. And I was like, wow, this is awesome. People freaking know my songs. They know the lyrics. They know who I am. This is the success that I've been waiting for. And then I instantly felt terrible. Because Narcissist isn't a feel-good song. It's a song about manipulation and emotional abuse. And I wrote it during a really dark chapter of my life. And so I thought, wow, they get it. They're feeling that same pain that I felt. And I wouldn't wish that pain upon my worst enemy. And so this is where the Let Go letters started. I invited people to put their pain on paper and to release it in the mailbox and to let it go. And over time, I realized that a concert isn't just a good time and a performance. It's a door, and in a world full of walls, we need more doors like that. And by world full of walls, I mean this trap of silence. The thing about pain is it's isolating, and it makes you feel like you're the only one going through it. And I seriously felt this way my sophomore year of high school. I had a really bad case of what I like to call sophomore syndrome. I don't know if we have any moms in the audience with high school girls, but it is seriously the year of hell. It's the year of, you don't know my life, Mom. And I swear I'm gonna marry him, Dad. Seriously. I believed to my core that I was gonna marry my high school boyfriend. I like to joke about it, but that year was really hard for me, and I was in a really toxic relationship, mentally and emotionally abusive. I had confusing friendships and really low self-esteem, and I didn't talk about it because I didn't know how. And so music was my only escape. It was my way of feeling safe and understood, and so I would walk around the halls super emo with headphones in my ears all day, and I ignore everybody. And I would go home, and I'd lock myself in my room and write in my journal. And I would write songs, and this relationship had taken up so much space in my teensy little sophomore year brain. And flash forward 2 years later, I brought it into one of my first co-writes here in Nashville. And I was in a room with 3 guys that I really trusted. And I was reading them all of these things that I was writing in my journal, and they were like, girl, this is crazy. And that's how we ended up writing Narcissist. We really unpacked the things that I was going through, and for the first time in my life, I had named that thing that I didn't know how to, and I had seriously told the honest truth that I was so scared to say. And it healed me. It truly did. And then when my team wanted to release it, I was like, heck no! I don't want anyone to know that I feel this way. It's gonna be embarrassing for me. I don't want my family to know, my friends to know, especially not him or his family or my hometown. Everyone's gonna think that I'm crazy and dramatic and that I'm being too emotional. Don't get me wrong, I can be dramatic and crazy and way too emotional sometimes. But after the song was released, people started coming up to me and telling me that they felt the same way and that this song had helped them too, and they were telling me about their stories with narcissistic abuse. And all of a sudden, it wasn't just about me anymore, and it was so much more real. And so when those people were singing the words back to me in that moment, it wasn't just a lonely feeling anymore. We were able to kind of let that go together. And so I want to sing it for you now, not just because it's a part of my story, but it might be a part of some of yours too. This one's called Narcissist. Out of touch with my feelings, I can't help it if I'm happy or sad. The day I cried for no reason, you made me feel like a psychopath. I should hate you 'cause I love you, And you should hate yourself for treating me like that. We both know you only love you. Did you know they have a name for that? You say that I'm crazy. You say that you're sorry, won't happen again. You say I'm dramatic, I'm overreacting, and maybe I am. And I know you'll get over me, but can you get over yourself before you go and love somebody else? You should probably get some help. My parents don't like you, why would they want to? After they found me crying on the bathroom floor. And I don't even like me anymore. 'Cause you say that I'm crazy, you say that you're sorry, won't happen again. You say I'm dramatic, I'm overreacting, and maybe I am. And I know you'll get over me, but can you get over yourself before you go and love somebody else? You should probably get some help. You lose your voice when you yell too much. Don't say you love me until you mess up. Phone calls past 12 o'clock wanting me back. Don't you know that they got a name for that? You say that I'm crazy. You say that you're sorry, won't happen again. You say I'm dramatic, I'm overreacting, and maybe I am. And I know you'll get over me, but can you get over yourself before you go and love somebody else? You should probably get some help. Thank you. And so quickly after that song and this realization that I wasn't the only person in the world that ever felt pain, concerts went from I need to entertain to I can't wait to connect. I was truly excited to do this. And I'm gonna grab my journal right now because I have the brain of Dory and I don't want to forget these factual things that I have written in my trusty notebook. Because like I said, I'm pretty uneducated. But there's a reason that people spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on concert tickets, and they keep coming back to the shows, and they keep streaming the songs. And there's 4 powerful things that happen at a concert that can be life-changing. And let me break it down for you. This is why it works. First, when we feel together, we heal together. Can we say that back? 1, 2, 3. When we feel together, we heal together. Exposure therapy. Basically, what happens in this moment when everyone's sharing the same emotional energy, it lifts everyone up, and this is called collective effervescence. Psychologists also call this emotional co-regulation. Our nervous systems, they sync up without us even realizing it. And that's the moment that I live for, because that's not just music anymore, that's medicine. 2, writing a letter is a ritual. Not in a weird way, okay? What could be seen as a cute fan moment is also what researchers call ritualized emotional expression. So when you write something down in a physical way, you write the letter and you drop it off in the mailbox and you release it, you're actually teaching your mind and your body to let go. 3, it matters that you're giving it to me. Not because I have all the answers. Like I said, I did not go to college. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychologist. I'm just a girl. But because we have a relationship. And this is what psychologists call a parasocial bond. It's a one-sided relationship that we form with artists and public figures. And it creates a sense of safety and emotional access. And so when someone gives me their letter, it's not just a performance and a cute fan moment. It's a moment of trust. And I treat it with the respect that it deserves. I read every single one. Sometimes I cry, sometimes I write a song, but I always listen. And that's the most important part. And 4, group emotion makes individual healing so much more possible. This is what they call, group emotional convergence. When a group of people all letting go together, they're all setting the intention to let go, and you're surrounded by people who are doing the same thing as you. It makes it easier to access your own emotions. You don't feel so weird. You don't feel so alone, and you begin to soften and maybe cry a little for the first time in a while. And this is the moment that I live for, because that's not just a concert, it's a shared healing experience. And so I started the Let Go letters a couple of years ago, and I invited people to put that pain on paper. And after I did so, what I read changed my life. There were no rules, no names, just what's one thing you want to let go of. And I started getting hundreds of letters. This is a box that I keep some of them in after a show. I open it up and I read them and I sob my eyes out. Hundreds of letters. Some of these are written on concert flyers, on receipts. There's some in actual envelopes. There's beautiful stationery. And what I've learned from reading them is people are choosing to let some of the hardest things go, and they're choosing not to carry it alone anymore. And I received a letter from a man who wrote down a couple of things that he had never told anyone before, because he was told that men don't do that. He was taught that men don't share those kinds of emotions. And he wrote down that he was really struggling and that he didn't know if he could go on another day. And so after that letter, I locked myself in my room and I wrote this song called Danny Don't, in hopes that it would inspire him to keep on going. So I'm going to sing it for you now, and I'm going to try not to cry through this. Since this song has been released and I've been playing it at shows, it's become a really big suicide prevention song, and just really grateful for that man for being honest.
You learned about anger too fast as a kid. Oh, and your father, he drank, then he hid. You've only been loved through manipulation. Now it's what you do, and you can't seem to change it. Didn't act like you loved her, but God knows you did. So much regret that it's making you sick. You turn to the poison inside of your glass that you swore you'd never end up like your dad. You're at the end of your rope, and you're sick and tired of being alone. You can lie and say you don't want to, but man, you should cry like you know you want to. Sometimes a man can't quite say what the truth is. And man, I know you're going through it, but Danny, don't bite the bullet. Can I just talk you through it? Not working to live, you're just living to work. It's a good distraction from all of the hurt. You don't wanna talk, you don't wanna listen. Don't know why you're broken, so how could you fix it? At the end of your road, and you're sick and tired of being alone. You can lie and say you don't want to, Can I just talk you through it? And you're singing, ooh, I got nothing to lose, but Danny, you do.
There were hundreds of people writing letters, different ages, female, male, young, old, people from all different kinds of places, going through all different kinds of pain. And there was this one girl that wrote a letter to me, and she spelled depression wrong. She spelled it DEPRESSION. And she spelled skinny, SKINY. And she wrote that she was bullied in school and that she didn't feel like she was enough. And so I wrote a song called Depression, and I spelt it the way that she did because the misspelling was so pure and it was painful, and it told the truth way better than perfect grammar ever could. And so many women wrote about hating their bodies, not just little girls, but older women too. And I didn't just see this in the letters, I saw this in myself, in my friends, in my mom, and women I've looked up to my entire life. And that universal pain led me to write Skinny and My Mother Lies. And so I wrote this entire album based off of these letters, and a lot of people like to ask me what was the hardest song to write. And the hardest song was based off of not the longest letters, not the letters that were confessing the most, but they were usually just a sentence or two along the lines of letting go of what happened to me. And that's how the song Grave is born. It's a song about sexual assault. Sorry, I haven't actually talked about this one yet. But believe it or not, that was the most written about topic in these letters. Which is heartbreaking. And it's shattering, and it was so sad to me to realize that. I never knew that that was going on in so many people's lives. But I think that's the point. I think that realization is so important. I think this is where we start to talk about those things that are the hardest to talk about. And this is where we address the pain, because if you push it down and you keep on pushing it down, it's not going anywhere. It's just gonna rot inside of you. And I got letters about so many different things like depression and anxiety, suicidal thoughts, body dysmorphia, eating disorders, sexual assault, failed relationships, failed friendships, broken homes, addiction, grief, all things that were rotting inside. But now something new is happening, okay? People are showing up to the shows with letters in their hands already. They're writing novels, okay? They're writing poetry, they're writing on beautiful stationery. There are people that have come back to the shows and written me multiple letters. And they're showing up to the show with this intention to let go, and it's created this entire movement of letting go. And I'm so grateful for that, because that's not something I could have ever done on my own. You guys did that. And when people feel safe to let go, they don't just change their night, they change their lives. They release it. And now I'm gonna make you guys feel a little bit exposed for a second. There is a mailbox up there for the letters. I don't know if you guys saw it when you came in, but we pulled out some of the letters that you guys wrote. And you came here to step into the creative mind and to feel inspired. And this is how you really step into the creative mind. Okay, I expose my deepest, darkest secrets every day for entertainment. Let's see, I'm just gonna throw that on the ground. I don't know where to start. Dear Avery, I'm not sure if you will read this, but I thought it was worth sharing. I have felt so alone over the past few years. Many times it's easy to put on a mask, to hide how I'm feeling. The truth is that I have been struggling with loneliness and depression. I never want to burden others by letting them know what's going on in my life. Thank you for giving me an outlet to be heard without having to tell anyone. My ex-boyfriend sexually assaulted me. I stayed with him for over a month after because I didn't want to hurt someone. Thankfully, I have people in my life, most prominently Jesus Christ, to help me. He helped me leave him, and your song Vanilla means the world to me. Letting go of attaching my self-worth to my body and my looks, whether or not I have a boyfriend. So many times I feel like I've just been in a body in someone's life and not a person. Letting go of that and hearing and learning to love myself for who I am and not what I look like. I'm trying to let go of my tendency to keep my emotions bottled up for a long time. I felt like I haven't been myself because I feel like I can't act like myself or show my emotions around people without being too much. It's literally what my entire TED Talk's about. But I'm starting to find myself again and the people that allow me to be unapologetically me. And I want you to think about that one thing that you're holding on to inside, that one thing that's hurting you right now. And if you can't think of anything, sorry to break it to you, but you're in denial, okay? We're all human here. Maybe you're avoiding addressing it or avoiding letting go because you don't want to feel the anger or the resentment or the sadness. Maybe you don't want to forgive someone that you should, or maybe you don't want to say sorry for something you did. Maybe you don't want to feel the grief because you don't want to accept that that person is gone, or maybe you don't want to feel at all. But avoiding letting go and avoiding addressing it, and when you run away from your struggles, you are choosing to let it rot. Have you ever heard the saying, if you're not changing it, you're choosing it? This is pretty similar. You either let it go or you let it rot. And if you don't let it go and you just let it sit inside of you for forever, this is where you end up in the scariest place there is to be. It sounds like there's no winning here, but I swear there's a happy ending. You end up numb. And numbness is the scariest place to be because you don't feel anything at all. And we do this every day on a small scale. I mean, how many times a day are you supposed to be doing the dishes or talking with your spouse or your family members or doing your schoolwork and you scroll mindlessly on your phone? Let me tell you, I do this all the time. My brain is rotted. It's pretty bad. But it can be as simple as that. And so you have a choice every single day, and you're gonna have to make this choice for the rest of your life, either let it go or let it rot. And what I've found in my years of emotional research on the road, playing shows, when people are given the opportunity to let go, they take it and they run with it. They write these beautiful letters. And you don't just have to find a place to let go in a letter or at a concert. But I'm going to sing one of the hardest songs to write on my album for you now. This one was the most honest of letters that I ever received. And this one is Grave. I do need my guitar for this one. I'll just say, don't take it to your grave. Let it go.
I trusted you. I trusted you. Still see the brandy urchins. Your hands were cold as ice, and it still keeps me up at night. I wish I had the words to say, but I'm still working through the pain. It's killing me. tell them all, I'll tell the truth. Oh, just the thought of you controlling all I do. If I bury anything, I'll bury you. I wish I had the words to say, but I'm still working through the pain. It's killing me day after day, but I won't take it to my grave. Did you think I'd keep our little secret? I don't have any good reason to not complain from your demons. I'm damaged, I'm bleeding. Did you think I would stay quiet, that I'd forgive and not fight it? The resentment is hiding. You can't scare me to silence. I wish I had the words to say, but I'm still working through the pain. It's killing me day after day, but I won't take it to my
Wow, thank you so much. I like to think sometimes that concerts are about me, and they're about the stage and the lights and the outfits and the makeup routines. And don't get me wrong, I love the attention. It's literally my job. But they're not about me at all. They're a way for me to serve, and they're a way for me to hold the door open for you. A way for you to step through that door and find a place to feel. And they're a way for you to walk in hurting and walk out feeling just a little bit lighter. Remember when I was a little girl, I was singing in church, and I was really nervous, cripplingly nervous, kind of like how I was nervous to give this TED Talk today. And my mom, she looked at me and she was like, Avery, it's so selfish that you're nervous right now, because this is not about you. This is about helping people feel the Spirit and helping people get closer to God. And if you don't feel it, they won't feel it either. A concert is just that. It's a place for me to serve, and it's a place for you guys to come and have this shared healing experience. And I didn't come here to tell you that you should stream my album and buy a ticket to my show, although that would be nice. I came here to inspire you to create spaces for you to let go, alone or with people. I'm just telling you that a concert is an asset into your journey of letting go. And I came here to tell you that you need to stop thinking about being emotional like it's a weak thing. It's not a weak thing. Being emotionally available is cool, guys. Being emotionally unavailable is the comfortable route to take. Sometimes keeping it inside feels less scary. And not talking about the things that you're going through feels less scary, but find healthy ways to cope. Find places to let go, whether that be at church, in a journal, writing a song, drawing, going on a walk. And don't keep it to yourself. Because whether you want to believe it or not, you're not the only one going through what you're going through. Every single person in this room has their own struggles. And you don't need a stage or a song to help somebody else let go. You just need to be a person who stays, and a person who listens, and a person who tells the truth and says, yeah, me too, every once in a while. Thank you and welcome to my TED Talk. That's the end.
Oh, stop.